join her in a call for South African society to prioritize youth development and create employment opportunities for young people. She's being joined by former professional football player and Manchester United legend and former captain Rio Ferdinand and his delegation as they heed the call to establish programs to prompt youth employment in South Africa. Let's take you live to that briefing.
It brings back yesterday as if it never happened. Tragically, of course, sometimes we miss those days when we're fighting for real freedom. Anyway, I think we all know that we have a serious problem with our youth in South Africa today. We all know that I have made a statement, time without number, from the point of view of my organization, the African National Congress, to say that unemployed youth is a ticking time bomb for South Africa. Although it is an international cancer, it is more pronounced in our country because of our painful past and the fact that this is now 2016 and we are battling to overcome the problem of unemployed youth. So occasions such as this, when we meet great young men from Manchester United, it is an occasion for us to exchange views and learn from older democracies how they are able to deal with the problem of unemployed youth. We all know as we are here that all the universities in the country today are on fire. The students want assistance in relation to their fees. This is all due to scarce resources, particularly for those students who come back from a background of struggle where parents did not have the means to send them to university. Anyway, for 5 minutes, I'm available for your questions for a change. And it will soon be 2 minutes.
From SABC News. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Speaking about this fees must fall protest, where do you think the governing party went wrong about implementing free education as per the Freedom Charter and as per the 2007 Polokwane Conference?
I wish I had a magic wand to give you a correct answer to that. I think from lack of experience, we have done things that were not really according to the Freedom Charter. I know the clause you are referring to, the doors of learning shall be open to all. And we also said things about nationalization. It is true the Freedom Charter was done in 1955. And those times we were thirsting for freedom. We did not have any experience of governing a country. And all those things seemed possible at the time. And we all know that when we got into government from 1994, we realized that the free education we had promised wasn't going to be easy, because we had a society that was stratified so strangely. We had divided our society into 4 classes: whites, colors, Indians, and of course we're at the bottom. Free education is difficult to attain today because of those problems that start from those times. How did we think we were going to get money to fund education and that we were going to have free education from the onset? It was an impossible promise. But of course, we made it from lack of experience, and we do need to revisit the Freedom Charter. because we then came up with all kinds of amendments to that clause. And we feel very sorry for the students who are, in fact, in the streets today and towards examinations. It seems a very, very difficult problem. How do you then differentiate those children who come from the southern suburbs, where parents can afford, and those who come from the shacks? How do you do that? I see where the problem is.
Mama Winnie, you see with the right at Kai FM, perhaps a message to all these young people around the country that are dealing with the frustrations that you mentioned, and in some of the institutions you have been through your own struggle. What can you say to them to try and balance, on the one hand, the need for education, and on the other hand, the respect for our institutions?
Well, we would like to say we wish it was possible to have a free education right away. And I also think government should have tried to meet the students halfway. You cannot say in this current atmosphere the fees will not be increased 8%. When this problem started last year and we knew that the students were not fighting for no increase. They were fighting for free education because they couldn't afford the current fees. So it's a very serious problem. And I think the only solution to this problem will be if the state somehow must find a way of meeting the students halfway and find a way of resolving the issue, not by violence. What is happening today is too tragic. To destroy institutions of learning because the students want free education. Now, capital to repair what they have destroyed is going to come from where? From the same Ministry of Education. How? The whole problem is so complex that I think the whole cabinet should really go back to the drawing board and find a solution. We have to find a solution that meets the students halfway and not just say when they have told us from last year and we continue saying that, well, we can't afford it. Instead, we are giving them just 8% increase. It's not a solution to this country. And again, it goes right back to the issue we are faced with today. This class of student who is in the streets today, what's going to happen to them tomorrow? They're going to join the youth that are unemployed. So the whole situation is so complex that government really needs to introspect and find out how we have gone so wrong in so many issues that face our country.
Okay, so we'll take one more question.
Mama Winnie Madikizela-Mandela from Eyewitness News. I just wanted to find out, what's your view of leadership in our country, considering what's going on in our institutions right now?
My dear, I'm not the one to pronounce on the leadership in this country. I'm one of them. You are asking me to self-critique, and I'm in the National Executive of the African National Congress, and look at the country today. I am the African National Congress. What is left of the African National Congress? We cannot pretend we do not have problems. We cannot pretend things are not wrong in our country. A lot of things are wrong. The kind of introspection we need will need a whole layer of fresh leadership combined with the elders who are still left in the organization to revisit the whole question of the Freedom Charter, what has happened since 1994, and to go through all the stages of the various presidents and find out where did we go so wrong. Where we write about proportional representation, was the system we adopted then the correct one? Why do we have so much corruption everywhere? You turn in every institution, the one word that is in everybody's lips is corruption. And who has the answer to that? It is a governing party. And you need to get the governing party to perhaps go into retreat for a month and find answers about all the wrongs that we have done. We cannot pretend there's nothing wrong. There's a lot wrong. And we are all worried. We're all worried about the weakness of the rand, and we all don't want to be junk status. And all South Africans, especially the captains of industry, must help us build the economy of the country. So that cannot be done if we are disunited. That has to be done by every South African, and it will not be achieved by shouting at each other in Parliament. That gets us nowhere. Parliament has been reduced to some fiasco. It's just a useless exercise that exposes the weaknesses of our country.
Okay. Thank you for your time.